Well, good morning, Temple Baptist Church family. Thanks for joining us as we go into another week of doing services through this virtual method using the YouTube playlist that you are likely viewing right now. I want to thank you for finding your way to this and for joining us. Hopefully you found this playlist by going to the TBC website, tbcfargo.org. And as you got to this playlist, you had to go past a link to the bulletin and the prayer page for this week. And I want to strongly encourage you to go and check out that bulletin and prayer page because there's some important information within the bulletin in particular. On Wednesday evening, the Church Council of Temple Baptist Church will be getting together to begin discussing plans and making some decisions about when, how, and to what extent we can begin returning to normal as a church family in terms of worshiping together on a Sunday morning in our building. In the bulletin, you will find a list of questions that are going to guide the discussion of the church council members, who you may know are leaders among our church, leaders of different areas of ministry in our church. That makes up the church council. The reason that that's in the bulletin for you as well is because we are very interested to get your feedback and bring that into the conversation on Wednesday. So I encourage you to go to the bulletin at tbcfargo.org, read those questions, think about them, pray about them. What would God have us do in this situation? And then with any feedback that you have, send that to Pastor Dude, send it to one of the deacons, and we'll be sure to relay that at the church council meeting on Wednesday. I want to let you know too that this week the Dakota Baptist Convention is hosting some discussions through Zoom meetings, some virtual meetings, in order to help share what other churches in the Dakotas are doing to prepare for a relaunch or a getting back together in person in a church building. And so Pastor Dude will be attending that meeting and will be gaining some insight into what other churches are doing and bringing that to the discussion on Wednesday evening as well. So it's a very exciting time, being able to hear that things can start returning to normal. But as a church, we also want to be very careful and very cautious to make sure that we're doing this by the guidelines that are given to us and not just rushing back into something, but truly thinking about it and giving it some serious prayer and consideration. So that will be happening on Wednesday. We want to alert you to that and allow you a chance to respond if you would like to be part of that conversation. This morning I want to read from Psalm 118. Last week, Pastor Dude encouraged us to spend some time reading the Psalms. And I was just going to read one or two verses, but so many of the verses in Psalm 118 stood out to me that I want to read a few of them. Psalm 118 verse 1 says, "O give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever." Going down to verse 6, it says, "The Lord is on my side, I will not fear." Verse 14, "The Lord is my strength and my song." Verse 24, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And Psalm 118 ends with these two verses. "You are my God, and I will give thanks to you. You are my God, I will extol you. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His steadfast love endures forever." In a few moments, Dude is going to share a sermon with us on the Golden Rule. If you remember, he shared a part of that sermon last week, and he'll continue on with that message this week. But right now, I'd like to encourage you to join in singing a song. It's titled "Lord, Reign in Me," and if you've been a regular attender of our church for any amount of time, you're probably familiar with this song, and so I'd encourage you to sing along and as we continue to think towards coming back together, let us be mindful. Lord, reign in me over all my days, over every thought. Lord, won't you reign in us today?